Welcome back to the channel this week. This week's episode is going to be a little bit different. I decided that I was going to explore my camera a little bit and delve into some things that I knew the camera could do beforehand, but I didn't really experiment with it too much. I was out on a great tour with a guy named Jeff from Pennsylvania, and we had a great time, and I showed him some of the things that you can do in the back of the camera. And one of them is that you can convert a raw file inside the camera and directly output it to your phone and put it into Instagram or whatever social media you want to. So I thought I would do a video on this particular feature, and it's basically like having XRAW Studio in your camera, because the engine that's inside your camera to process raw files is what's used in XRAW Studio. So it's exactly the same, and you can do some really nifty things with it. There's an interesting word, nifty. There's some great things that you can do with this raw conversion in your camera. So what I did was I went down the street, and we've got some great color here. Besides being very muted around here this fall, we've got some great colors over by our railroad tracks that come into town. And I figured that I would use those and show you how I do it on the, well, not on the computer. Well, I'm recording it on the computer, but I'm going to show you how you do it in the camera, and then I'm going to export it out and put one of the images into Instagram. So let's go to the video right now. So I'm over here on what we call Nugent Stretch. It's a long stretch of roadway, and this is where our railroad track comes into town this way. And it's a low-lying area, and we've got some really nice color because it's I don't know what to call it. It's a vernal pool area, I guess you'd call it, and got some beautiful color here. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to be shooting raw. I'm going to be shooting, so you're going to be getting a really flat file, but inside of XRAW Studio, inside your camera. We're going to go through it, and we're going to adjust the color and see what we come up with. Boy, the color here is just spectacular in places, which I didn't really expect it because it's been really, like I said, muted around here. But the lens I'm using today is the 70-300 because I really want to separate these colors from the greenery that's around them. And you'll see what I mean. I'm telling you, it works great. So you can see there's some really nice color along the railroad tracks here. Boy, you know, even for a muted color fall here, you've got there's some great areas to take some shots here. So here are some short video clips of some of the scenes that I was looking at, and here's the raw file that I'm going to be processing inside the camera. Here are some other video clips that I've done along the way here. I really like this shot, and here's the raw file that I'm going to be processing. Boy, I'm going to tell you that it was really fun to go out there and look around shooting video and then come up with a raw file that I could then process. I mean, these are pretty spectacular looking images, even as raw files, but you can tell that this is, for instance, this is a classic Chrome version of it, and this is just the raw file. So here we go. We're going to start working on them. Well, let's head back to the office now. I was thinking of going to a copy shop to upload these. I shouldn't say upload these images, but to work on these images inside my camera. But I've decided that I'm going to go back to the office so I can show you how I'm able to do it more effectively. Okay, so here we are with one of my images that I shot just yesterday, and we've got some nice color in places here in Rockport. So I figured what I'd do is I would go through maybe 3 images, and we'll play around with them a little bit and see what different results that we can get. We're going to leave file type, image size, and image quality alone, and we're not going to do any push-pull processing, which is underexposing and overexposing. Film simulation recipe we're going to pick for this one is going to be Velvia. Let's see how crazy this can get. We're going to pick weak in the color chrome effect, and then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to ignore white balance, smooth skin effect, and white balance shift. Going to go to tone curve, and I'm going to get a little crazy with the contrast. I'm going to go up 1 for each one of them, and color is at +2. Now let's see what happens. Oh yeah, we're going crazy with this one. We're gonna see what the heck happens. We're gonna a little bit of clarity, and let's see what happens. We're gonna go up here and we're gonna hit the Q button and see what we get. Yeah, it's a little bit overdone, but you know what? I'm not minding it that much. But honestly, let's see what happens when we tone it down just a little bit. So we're going to cancel this one. We're going to hit back, and we're going to cancel that one. So we're going to go in here, ignore these guys up here. Oops, film simulation recipe. Let's try Ostia Soft. And let's go and leave color chrome effect at weak. And let's see, why don't we go down here, tone curve. Let's make that, you know, +0.5 and +0.5, and color is going to remain at +2, and clarity, why don't we leave that at 1 still. So let's go to Q menu here and see what happens. Now that looks a little bit more like what we want to keep, so why don't we keep this one, and I'm going to store this by hitting OK. Now I don't think this is too crazy or wild as far as the color goes, but I really like the way it looks. I think it came out awesome. See, I kind of like this one here. Let's see, back off a little bit, or in tight. Let's do in tight. All right, so let's go in here. We're going to do raw conversion again. You're going to ignore these guys. I'm not going to underexpose this one. Film simulation, let's go up here and try Velvia again. But this time, let's take and make sure we leave this one off. And let's see. Tone curve, why don't we leave it at this. And the color is going to be +2. And let's do clarity +1 so we can get a little bit more detail in it. All right, so let's play this back. And we're going to process and see what it looks like. Ooh, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Okay, let's keep this one. We're going to press OK to store it. This shot is actually one of my favorites. And it's maybe overdone just a little bit, but I really like the speckled red leaves. And there's another shot in here that I really like. Here it is, right here. All right, so we're going to keep this one here. We're going to try this one. I really like this one. This shot right here, I really like this one. Ignore those guys up there. Let's go on this one to Ostia Soft. And color chrome effect, going to go to weak. And then let's go to the tone curve and let's add 0.5 to each of them. Color is going to remain at +2. And let's go down here to clarity. And let's go to +1 on the clarity. Let's see what this one looks like. You can see how fast you can do this. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Okay, so why don't we keep this one too? And we'll hit OK for store. Now you can see how flat this is compared to the one that I just showed you. Now this shot here is pulled in a little bit tighter from the horizontal version that I showed you before, but I really like it. But I kind of like this one here. Yeah, I kind of like this one. All right, let's try this one. All right, leave those guys alone. I'm not going to touch that one. Film simulation, let's go to Velvia. And color chrome effect, weak. And let's see. Tone curve, let's do the usual here, +5. The color is going to be at +2. And I'm going to leave, let's go up in the clarity here. We're going all out on this one. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I like that. Okay, let's store that one. Now this shot here I shot from across the road. And I got to tell you, I love the different types of reds and the yellow mixed in with a little bit of orange and a little bit of green. Okay, so that's that. Let's try and move them over to my phone. which I'm going to show you. I'm going to record a little bit on my phone, and I'm going to use the X app, and I think you'll be pretty amazed at what you can get. And I'll upload one to Instagram. How about that? Now this version of the X app is a lot faster than the old one, but I've speeded it up a little bit just to make this video shorter. And I got to tell you that it actually works pretty well, and it dumps them right into my camera roll, and I can go in there and I can pick out the ones I want and maybe make some little minor adjustments along the way, like maybe a little bit of a crop here and there, which certainly helps. So we can see that just by previewing these images here on the screen, you can see that they look exactly like they did when they came out of the camera. Now I'm going into Instagram, and there's that funky 5:4 crop that they love to do on Instagram. And this is how I adjusted it so that I could put it in there correctly. And then I, just hit next, and I'm able to do the rest of it, which is just fill in information and, figure out where it is and all that. And quite honestly, it's a workflow that isn't so bad. It actually works pretty quickly. It probably took me maybe 10 minutes to adjust this image and put it through its paces and run it and put it into Instagram. So there it is, up on Instagram. It looks pretty cool. So hey, thanks for sticking around for that video. I had a great time doing it, and it was a lot of fun to work with a raw image inside my camera and be able to output it to a JPEG right to Instagram. It was a lot of fun. So if you wouldn't mind, please give me a like and comment, and please subscribe to the channel. That would be great. And that's it for this week. Oh yeah, wait. One last thing. Check out capeannphototours.com, because I've got some things going on there that I think you'll like. And that's it for this week, and we'll catch you next time.